The pyramids still stand, sharp against the Cairo sky, a testament to a civilization that once ruled the world. Their massive stones have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the shifting sands of time, and the endless march of history. Even today they inspire awe, reminding us of the ambition and ingenuity of the ancient Egyptians. For 3,000 years, ancient Egypt was a superpower, its people believing their land was the center of the universe, protected by gods and nourished by the Nile. The river was their lifeblood, flooding each year to bring rich soil and abundant harvests. Along its banks, cities flourished, and temples rose to honor the gods who watched over them. They built monuments that defy time, filled with treasures that still awe us. Their artistry and craftsmanship reached heights rarely matched, leaving behind a legacy of beauty and mystery that continues to captivate the world. Yet, this mighty civilization faded away. The bustling cities grew quiet, and the once grand temples fell into ruin, slowly reclaimed by the desert. Its language forgotten, its gods abandoned, its temples silent. Egypt's end is one of history's greatest mysteries. The stories carved in stone became unreadable, and the rituals that once united a people were lost to time. There was no single disaster, no sudden collapse. The decline was slow, complex, and deeply tragic. Over centuries, Egypt faced invasions, internal strife, and changing climates that challenged its very foundations. The question remains, how could a civilization so powerful simply vanish? How did a society that seemed eternal become a memory, its achievements scattered like dust on the wind? The answer lies in a long process of transformation and decay, political fragmentation, economic hardship, and a crisis of faith. Foreign rulers came and went, traditions changed, and the old ways slowly slipped away. We see echoes of their greatness everywhere, but to understand Egypt's legacy, we must confront its ending. Only by exploring the reasons for its decline can we truly appreciate the lessons it offers us today. The story of Egypt's disappearance is a timeless lesson about the fragility of even the mightiest civilizations. It reminds us that no empire, no matter how grand, is immune to change and decay. Let's trace the subtle cracks that led to the fall of a world once thought eternal, and discover what their story can teach us about our own. To understand Egypt's loss, we must first appreciate its glory. This was a land where the impossible became reality, where the ambitions of kings and the faith of millions shaped the very landscape. Egypt was not just a country, it was a living legend, a place where myth and history walked hand in hand. Picture the Nile at its height, boats laden with granite and gold, the air alive with the sounds of construction and ritual. The river was Egypt's lifeblood, carrying not only goods but ideas, stories, and dreams from one end of the kingdom to the other. Along its banks, cities flourished, and the pulse of civilization beat strong. The pharaoh was a living god, his authority absolute, his wealth unimaginable. He was the bridge between mortals and the divine, commanding armies and artisans alike. His word shaped laws, his vision shaped monuments, and his legacy shaped the destiny of Egypt for generations. Art and architecture weren't just beautiful, they were tools for eternity, ensuring the afterlife mirrored the world they knew. Every wall painting, every carved relief was a prayer for immortality, a hope that life's joys and comforts would continue beyond death. Temples aligned earth with the divine. Priests performed rituals to keep the cosmos in balance. These sacred spaces were more than stone and shadow. They were engines of order, where the mysteries of the universe were honored and renewed each day. The treasures of Tutankhamun, gold coffins, jeweled thrones, were not just wealth, but provisions for eternity. Each artifact was chosen with care, meant to guide and protect the king's soul on its journey through the afterlife, reflecting a belief in the power of objects to shape destiny. Egypt's belief in its own permanence was justified for centuries. Its monuments stood unchallenged, its traditions passed from father to son, priest to priest, as if nothing could ever change. The kingdom repelled invaders, conquered lands, and built wonders that still inspire awe. Its armies marched across deserts, its engineers moved mountains, and its artists captured the faces of gods and kings in stone. Every artifact tells a story of skill, resources, and unwavering faith. From the smallest amulet to the grandest obelisk, each piece is a testament to the ingenuity and devotion of a people who believed their works would last forever. Egypt's stability and grandeur made its eventual decline all the more shocking. The fall of such a mighty civilization seemed unthinkable, a disruption not just of history, but of the natural order itself. This was a civilization that seemed destined to last forever. Its monuments were built to defy time, its stories meant to echo through eternity. Its fall would challenge everything they believed about their place in the world, forcing Egypt to confront the limits of even the greatest human achievements. Egypt's end began quietly, with a slow unraveling of the bonds that held it together. After Ramesses the Great, weaker pharaohs and ambitious priests vied for power, fracturing unity. Economic troubles followed. Low Nile floods led to famine, unrest, and even the world's first recorded labor strike. The treasury emptied, borders weakened, and tomb robbing became rampant. Even the pharaoh's graves were no longer sacred. For a people who saw prosperity as divine favor, these crises were terrifying. The confident worldview that fueled Egypt's greatness gave way to anxiety and uncertainty. Art and monuments declined, reflecting a society in distress. The golden thread connecting pharaoh, people, and gods was fraying. The very essence of Egyptian civilization was slipping away. We imagine empires collapsing overnight, but Egypt's decline was a slow fade, not a sudden fall. The world of Ramesses the Great was vastly different from Cleopatra's Egypt, separated by centuries of gradual change. Political fragmentation followed the new kingdom, yet Egyptian culture persisted. Temples stood, rituals continued, identity endured. Foreign invasions, Libyans, Nubians, Assyrians, Persians, did not destroy Egypt. They often adopted its culture, crowning themselves pharaohs and worshipping Egyptian gods. Egyptian identity was resilient, absorbing its conquerors. The true end was a process. Each wave of foreign rule and internal division chipped away at Egypt's core institutions. Central authority eroded, new languages and beliefs took root. By the time Alexander the Great arrived, Egypt was a shadow of its former self. Its fall was not a sudden death, but a long twilight. The transformation was so gradual, many living through it may not have realized the end was near. Egypt's decline was death by 1,000 cuts. No single blow was fatal, but together they drained its strength. Military supremacy faded as new technologies emerged. Egypt, slow to adapt, relied on costly mercenaries. Trade networks collapsed, resources dwindled, and the kingdom turned inward. The pharaoh's divine authority was undermined by famine and poverty, leading to a crisis of faith. People turned to local gods, and the grand religious unity that once bound Egypt fractured. Military, economic, and religious decline fed into each other, creating a vicious cycle. A weaker army meant lost trade, a poorer state meant fewer temples, diminished faith meant less loyalty. Egypt's body was weakened from all sides, vulnerable to final conquest. The interconnected web of chronic problems, not a single disaster, slowly drained the kingdom's lifeblood. The stage was set for the final blows. Egypt's final chapters were written not by its own kings, but by the ambitions of foreign empires. The land that once stood as the heart of civilization, ruled by god-kings and steeped in tradition, would soon be swept up in the tides of conquest and change. In 525 BC, the mighty Persian Empire swept into Egypt, conquering the ancient kingdom and ending the long line of native pharaohs. Egypt, once a sovereign power, became a province under Persian rule, its destiny now dictated from distant capitals. The divine monarchy was shattered. The pharaoh, once the living god of Egypt, was reduced to a mere appointee of a foreign emperor. The old order crumbled, and the people faced a new reality. 2 centuries later, the world shifted again. Alexander the Great arrived at Egypt's doorstep, welcomed as a liberator from Persian rule. His presence marked the dawn of a new era, one that promised hope, but brought profound transformation. After Alexander's death, his general Ptolemy seized control, founding a Greek dynasty that would rule for centuries. From the bustling city of Alexandria, a beacon of Greek culture, science, and learning, the Ptolemies governed a land both ancient and newly Hellenized. The Ptolemies presented themselves as pharaohs, donning the crowns and rituals of old. Yet true authority rested with a Greek-speaking elite, and the traditions of Egypt were gradually overshadowed by foreign customs. Egyptian gods merged with Greek ones, creating new deities and hybrid beliefs. The unique character of Egypt, forged over millennia, began to fade as cultures blended and old certainties dissolved. Hieroglyphs, once the sacred script of the gods, gave way to Greek writing. The ancient priesthood, guardians of tradition, saw their influence wane as temples emptied and new languages filled the air. Then came Rome. Cleopatra's defeat, at the hands of Augustus, sealed Egypt's fate. The land of the Nile became a Roman province, its legendary wealth now fueling the ambitions of a distant empire. Egypt's independence was extinguished, its civilization transformed beyond recognition. The monuments of the past stood silent, slowly succumbing to the relentless desert sands. The land of the gods became just another administrative unit, its people subjects of foreign rulers, its ancient glories, remembered only in stone and legend. The ancient world of Egypt was now history, a memory etched in ruins, waiting for future generations to rediscover its secrets. Egypt's final disappearance was cultural and religious. Christianity spread along the Nile, temples closed or became churches, and the old gods were abandoned. The goddess Isis became the Virgin Mary in new iconography, a symbol of transformation. Hieroglyphs fell into disuse. The last inscription was carved in 394 AD, and the language was lost for centuries. Egypt's memory faded, buried under new faiths and new rulers. Yet Egypt did not vanish. It transformed, absorbed into new cultures and religions. Its people became Coptic Christians, then Arabic-speaking Muslims. The civilization's unique system of belief and art faded, its monuments repurposed or forgotten. Even the greatest civilizations weaken from within, fragment, and are slowly transformed by forces beyond their control. As we gaze at Egypt's ruins, we see not just a lost world, but a mirror reflecting the rise and fall of all civilizations.